Hello everyone. In this video, you are going to learn some other advanced properties in customizing background images like background clip, origin and background resize. Okay, so let's see one by one. Let's start with background clip property. Okay, so it confines the display of the background image. Okay, so I'll explain it with the code, then you will have better understanding. It can have three values. The background clip can have three values: border box, padding box, and then content box. These are the possible three values. And by default, if you're not specifying anything for the background clip property, then by default it will take border box value. But so you can see that. So this is the box model. Consider this as a box model. So this is the content area and this is the border area, and the space between the content and border area is called padding area. So by default, border box means the background image will be kind of confined, extends behind the border. The background will extend behind the border. So that is border box background clip property. If you say that the background should be extended until padding, then you have to say padding box for the background clip. Or if you want to confine it only for the content area, then you have to say content box. Okay, so based on the value that you provide, the border background will get extended in the box model. By default, it will be extended until border. This is the default thing. But if you want to change this, you have to change. If you want to change it to content, only if you want to extend it only in the content area, then I'm just changing this to content box. You can see how it is getting confined only to the content area. So that is background clip property. So whether it is the content or padding or border, what extension you want, based on that you can just give these values for the background clip property. Okay, so the next property that you are going to see is background origin property. Okay, so it's same like background clip property. You're going to customize it, whether you want to have it in a content area or border area or in padding area. So let's explore it in W3 School portal. You can see the property name that you have to use is background origin property. Okay, so it can have three values: padding box, border box and content box. By default it will have padding box. Remember, the background clip property, by default it has the border box, but for the background origin property, by default it will have padding box. Okay, so that means the background image would start from the upper left corner of padding, where the padding starts, when you say it is a padding box. If you say the background image should have the origin of border box, then you have to say background origin border box. Then you can see how it is getting originated. It starts from the upper left corner of the border. And if you want to stick it to only on a content area, then you have to say background origin as content box. You can see the top left of the image is getting starting from the content box area. If you want to move it to border box, then you have to say border box. So do you see how it got moved from this area to this area, the origin that moved to the border box. Okay, so that is background origin property. Okay, so the next property that we are going to see, background resize property. So which is really important property that you'll be using in your web pages a lot. Okay, so the background size property, changing the size of the background size property. So you can see it can have different values like this. Background size property can have different values like auto, length, percentage, cover, content. These are the possible values the background size can have. So if you click on this, then you can explore the different values. So if you say the background size as auto, then the original image size will be taken. Okay, and then if you say 100 pixel and 100 pixel, the width is going to be 100 pixel and the height is also going to be 100 pixels. You can say 75 pixels, you can see how it is changing. And if you say 200 pixels, you can see one value. If you are giving one value, then the value will be taken for both width and height. Even you can give the percentage value. And you say 50 percentage from the width and in the height, 50 percentage of the photo will be taken for displaying the image. Okay, so very important thing. If you say 100 percentage, it will take the full image to display it in the full background. But the very important thing is cover and content. You have to understand what is cover and content. These two numerical value and all you can just customize, but cover and content is not. It's a property value that you can use instead of numerical value. So when you say cover, the whole image will be filled with the whole background. The image will be filled with the given viewport. Okay. And when you say contain, then the purpose of the contain value is just to display the whole image without cutting, without clipping any part of the image. If you want to display an image, the full image, if your purpose is displaying the full image, then you have to say contain. Okay. But your purpose is not displaying the full image but covering the area, then go for cover. Okay, filling the area means go for cover, but if you want to display the full image, then go for contain. Okay, or else you can even go for the numerical values that will help you to customize it in better way. But these are the two mostly used values for the background size. Okay, so that is about background size property. So if you understand the background, because cover and contain is the most usually background size property, so you have to understand whether you want to make a full image to get displayed, then go for contain. But if your intention is covering the full background area, then go for cover. Okay. So in the next video, we are going to see some advanced color properties. Okay.